Welcome everyone. Adam the Woo here. Today's adventure begins on what was an overcast, but now the sun is starting to rear its head. Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, where I will be departing along with my mother, who will be taking the road trip down to Orlando, Florida. Starting this evening, it will take us about 2 days. We'll make it about halfway down that tenure. But before that, just kind of seeing some sights around town until noon, where we're going to be going in and around the Smoky Mountains on a pink Jeep tour that we have a reservation for at noon. We were not able to get a reservation for Dollywood in the last day or so. We were going to stay throughout the course of the weekend. However, hotels are very pricey. It is difficult to even find one under $300. $250 to $300 is the standard, even for a minimum type of establishment to lay your head, which is a little more than normal. It is very busy here in Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville area. It's gonna be a fun day. Nonetheless, I'm inviting you to join me for the pink Jeep tour after we do a couple other things. Shall you? Oh, hello there, goat. Getting a little snack. Smile, you're on Goat TV. You'll notice up on the roof is a goat. It's where this place gets its name. Goats on the roof. Oh, there's a bunch up. That's goats are on the roof, and my mom is on the ground. Quite a few of them up there congregated. Getting sticking his nose in that can there. That is a rather large chicken. Total price for 2 people was $134 with taxes and fees. $20 or $60, I should say, a person times 2, and then, you know, add on the taxes and whatnot. There are 3 or 4 different tours. The one we are doing is called the Valleys and Views, and that was the only one that was available, so that's the one we chose. The other ones were completely booked up and sold out during this very busy time around here. A little more info, there are 4 different tours, so we're doing the one there on the top corner, the Valleys and Views, as I stated. We're about to head out shortly.
Get on, and then the other family can get on.
Okay, we'll take this one here. We got the belts.
Hit better pictures, because some places will stop and won't get out, but you can take pictures out the window.
Right.
If you get cold, we got a heater under there that I can turn on that'll help. Over 90 inches of rain a year here. The only other place in the whole country that gets more rain than we do is out in Oregon and Washington. And lately they haven't been getting that much.
We've been getting it all in Florida.
Yeah.
We've been getting a lot of rain.
Well, we're 20 inches above normal and got a little over 2 months to go. So this year it's going to be around 110 to 120 inches. There, even during the summer, it's about 10 to 15 degrees colder up there than it is here.
Ooh.
How high are we going up?
We'll wind up where we're going, the last place we go, about 3,000 feet above sea level. Bought 800 square miles back from the farmers and the pioneers. 400 square miles of it is in East Tennessee, and 400 square miles is in North Carolina. So they bought it all back. In 1932, they declared it a national park. Any of the trees that were bigger than that, they cut down when they logged them. We actually had a couple of trees up here that was as big as the redwoods out in California. Today, tomorrow, and Sunday out here, when we get to Wurz Valley, we're having a fall festival. So when we get about a mile and a half, we're going to get slowed down a little bit until we get through where the fall festival's at, because the traffic's backed up. Because of the traffic, but it's too late. They forgot about the fall festival and the traffic, and they'd already booked the tour. We had 43 pancake places in Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg. That's not counting the ones out here in Wurz Valley. During the year, we have a lot of different events up here. The second week is the most annoying car show weekend that they have up here, with the Fast and Furious cars. When you get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them up here, and they all like to line up in a row and follow each other around. It sounds like 1,000 weed eaters driving down the road. There's actually a company that's come out here, and the people in Warren Valley filed a lawsuit against the company because they're... Before he moved here, it was actually called Crossing Cove. Still get your full tour. I've just got to figure my way to get out of here. Anybody got Wi-Fi or signal on their phone? And see if it'll give you directions to it. Them roads got me twisted, but you'll still get the whole tour.
This was the reason for the rerouting. Look at all these cars.
The dashboard, won't look to the left, won't look to the right, and telling me, what's that curve, what's that tree, what's that, just constantly. So 2 weeks ago she asked me, can you take me to the Roaring Forks Motor Trail? I promise I won't say nothing about the road. I said, only if you roll your window down and you look out your side and watch for a bear. So she did, and a half mile into the road, there was a bear. And that's when she screamed, oh my God, there's a bear. And she still hasn't got a picture on her phone of a bear on her own phone. Till this week, and I took her back up there, and she finally kept quiet and looked out the window, and she got a picture of a big black bear.
Telling stories. His girlfriend, her first bear experience.
Your brake light is
the button here won't go all the way down.
Make sure everything's okay. The brakes.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop on this bridge and let you take a few pictures of the river if you'd like. Place is always packed out, and you go there early the next day, people have left everything. Pairs of shoes, clothes, just you can find anything there. There'll be another river comes down another mountain that connects with this one, and they combine to make the little river. And like I said, they'll all connect eventually, and that water winds up down in the Gulf of Mexico in a couple of weeks. But even if we were in the middle of summer and it was 95 degrees out, that water will barely ever make it above the temperature of 50 degrees. So down here on the left around this curve is the sinks, and hopefully there'll be a parking spot to pull into. Now people canoe down that river too.
Oh my goodness.
What do they call that? Whitewater rafting?
A lot of rocks.
Well, go down that one trail about 3 miles of hiking. There's a waterfall back there. Well, I know where the waterfall is that you can see from the road.
Wow. They kayak down this?
Yeah.
It's amazing. Oh, wow.
What we're going to go see after we leave here. It's down in Townsend, and you can see this engine.
Oh, we're going to see the train?
Yeah.
So they used to haul the timber on this.
They used to pull the timber with this. This is down there by the train, but I don't think it has the wheels under it anymore. But this is after the logging community shut down. Yeah. There's a place up in the mountains called Elkmont that they built for the loggers, for homes. After they shut down all the logging homes, they made it into a vacation spot for people to go. So that's where the train was then taking them up to the mountain for vacation.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So these are all people going on vacation.
Yeah. And they stopped right there, and that's where the train would stop and let them get out and look at.
Oh, so this bridge was the old train track?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That whole road was the train track.
They just removed the tracks and
put the road in.
Okay.
It's about 15 feet. You hike back 3 miles to the waterfall.
Well, no, our couple went up.
Well, they'll probably be right back down. Sometimes they go up there and just see some of the people go up there. Now, if you want to walk up to the top, well, 963, 97, I done it once this morning.
because of how busy this area is, that had to reroute the path we were going, and there was no cell phone signal, got a little misconstrued on direction. So thankfully, the gentleman that was riding in the car as well had a bar or two, could tell him which way to go. Got back on track, and now the tour is continuing. It's a little brisk. I should have probably worn a jacket. When you're cruising along at it's not too much speed, it's not too bad, but when you're going fast with that wind, it's a little chilly in that thing.
About 99% of them is difficult hiking back then. Laurel Falls and Abraham Falls is the best. Most people come down through here and drive right by it and don't even know that's there. They go down there and they hike 3 miles back to it, when they can just cross the river here on the rocks and walk right back to it. We got interviewed on this tour yesterday on TV.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, the people were from, where were they from? Michigan, and they didn't like it. The guy put the camera up and said, "You're on live TV now." And they got so embarrassed. This train, because it had to go up down steep inclines, every single wheel on it had to pull. But they come down through here, they're not from here, and they just don't realize how sharp the curves are. It's a little harder for bass and catfish to live in them because it being so cold and so shallow a lot. Right there is a popular swimming area when it's warm outside, where the two rivers meet. You see the river come down over here. There's the old train that used to go up and down the mountain. The engine, they just painted it several weeks ago. And the name of the train, before they painted it, it said Dorothy on the side of it. But then this was the crane that followed it up, put the logs on it. Now see how the wheels are on the train? Every one of them had to pull. That would be fun to ride that thing. Now we go into, because of all the traffic that was backed up over there. So you're actually going to get to see a little bit more of the foothills this direction than you would the other way. they made through the Smoky Mountains to connect East Tennessee with North Carolina without having to go through Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg. And they actually started building the 4 sections back in 1920. But they've only completed 3 sections so far. This section right here that we're on was just completed a couple of years ago, and it took them 37 years to complete it. Right here we go. We had to miss out all that traffic. On the way back, there ain't no way I can miss it. But I don't have another tour till 4 o'clock, so if it's okay and y'all, we're not late. We're late, I don't care. I want y'all to get y'all's whole tour in.
What do you think?
Beautiful. Very beautiful.
Yeah.
It's about another mile down from it.
The train is that we were
Yeah.
at? The train's way down there.
Now, do y'all know why the mountains look blue? Or even Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg with all the city lights? You can't see the stars very good at night. Up here you can see millions of them. If we get down here and don't get in any more traffic, it won't take us about 20 more minutes. But if we get down there and get stuck in traffic, they actually ought to do this like they do Newtown Gap. When you get up to Newtown Gap, they have bathrooms up there. They ought to put some bathrooms at a couple of these stops. For some reason, and I can't answer why, when they built these bridges, they had to build them from the top down instead of from the bottom up. So here's a pretty decent view.
Yeah, right there.
Now I got the lights on, and if you need to unbuckle,
Right there on the edge.
you get them?
Yep. Whatever you do, don't look down. That's incredible.
You just don't want to jump out over the bridge.
No, no. Wow.
You're missing here.
Thank you, man. So do you have a rental car here that you got to drive back to Knoxville?
No, we're going back to Florida. My son's taking me back to Florida.
That's going to do it for today. If you're new here, please subscribe. By doing so, helps keep you in the loop and up to date on future uploads here on this channel. Take it a step further, ring that notification bell, and if you enjoyed this particular episode, give it a big thumbs up. It lets me know you care. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over.